Wait, usually people have this ready right away, but I'm very slow. Okay, here we go. She-Hulk director wanted to make sure wanted to make a sex positive show that kids could also watch. Did you guys know that She-Hulk was a sex positive show for kids? Because it is.
Not for kids, but I know that like the creator, whatever writer, wanted to make the show horny forward.
Oh my
Whatever
god,
the
that's
fuck that means.
What the hell does that mean? What is
I have
horny
no
forward?
idea, but she's like, we wanted
horny
to make the show
forward.
horny
I'd never heard
forward.
that term before in my life. Oh my god. Wow. I like this comment. That's funny.
I don't even understand what that is. Can we just right now to say this shit is sick?
Yes.
This whole thing
Oh, yeah.
that they're doing over there is absolutely disgusting. And I
Mhm.
cannot fathom in what world even saying shit like this is like, okay, that seems reasonable. Who did this sound reasonable to? Like, where is this group? Because we need to lock them the fuck up. If they're shaking
Disney
their head like,
exec.
yeah, they need to go. Y'all need to go.
Okay,
Well,
let's
we
see
know
what
that
she has
Disney
to say.
is like targeting kids right now.
Oh,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
With their, agenda.
Mhm.
It makes sense that they would use She-Hulk in that way as well.
Yep.
But I don't understand why or how this would show like wait, what did the title say?
The title is She-Hulk director wanted to
I don't
make a
understand
sex
why they would
positive
want
show.
a sex positivity or sex positive show that's aimed towards children
That kids could also
that kids
watch.
could watch, because especially since like one of the final things that She-Hulk does is like, tell Kevin that a girl has needs.
Right.
A girl
Okay,
has
wait.
needs. One,
Let's fill everybody in, Steph, because Mandy's not watching the show, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat are watching the show. So
yeah, She-Hulk she's a whore.
Can you
that's
tell
kinda what I
everybody what
collected.
happened in the last episode, Stephanie?
Yeah, well, in order to get to the last episode, we kind of got to go back a few. So, Jen's a whore. She's a slut. She doesn't believe in dating for a relationship. She believes in dating to just fuck. And that's pretty much how her dating life is depicted. The one guy that showed interest in her, just a little bit of interest in her, she wanted to like skip dinner and just go straight to the bedroom, and it was like a one night stand. She was in She-Hulk form at this point as well. She kind of catfished the guy because she put out a She-Hulk what is it called, Tinder profile or whatever, and as She-Hulk, and her profile said like, I need a man with a strong back and like a strong bed, because that's pretty much all she was interested in.
Well, she was a little promiscuous in the comics book as well.
Yeah, like that's fine, but she actually catfished this guy. When the guy woke up, he looked at Jen out of She-Hulk form and he was like, "Who are you?" And then he left because he's just like, all right, she totally catfished him. She picked him up without his consent and took him to the bedroom, essentially kind of like raping the guy. And then in another one, she, had sex with another dude. And then
she's just having sex with dudes.
Yeah. She didn't want to she had sex with Daredevil. Didn't really want to go out on a date. She's just like, we can just skip all that. And it showed her and him getting down. And then in the final episode, she, a girl has needs. So she had Kevin pluck Daredevil out of Hell's Kitchen and kind of literally drop him into the scene.
Well, hang on. You got to explain who Kevin is, because Mandy, what happens is she actually goes, like she breaks the fourth wall at one point because everything just comes to a head at this meeting that she goes to crash, because like basically the bad guy in the series is YouTubers and male incels. So like everything just comes to a head at one point, and then she's just like, oh my god, just everything's happening at the same time and I don't like it. Like let's you know, I don't like this ending, let's change it. So she literally goes into the writers room of She-Hulk, where they're literally like all the writers are in the show, like, so they literally self-insert themselves. And then she's like, I don't like what you guys wrote, I need to talk to Kevin. And they're like, fine, you have to sign an NDA if you want to talk to Kevin. And they're like making fun of this whole thing about Kevin this, Kevin that. And so you finally get to Kevin, and Kevin is this like giant floating robot thing. That's
he's
like
he's the robot from WALL-E.
Yeah.
You know, like WALL-E. Yeah, he's like the robot from WALL-E, and he's wearing like Kevin Feige's hat. I can't remember what KEVIN stands for. I can't remember what it stands for, but he is essentially the writer's scapegoat because she doesn't like how the story is going. So she goes and complains about it to the writers, and the writers were like, "Oh, it's not our fault. Kevin wants this. You know, it's not our bad writing. It's not us doing this. It's Kevin. Go blame Kevin." So it's the writers out. They created him to be like they're out. So like they don't take the full blunt of the blame of She-Hulk. Yeah, there he is. He even has like little hands.
Yeah, he's got
so she goes and complains to the manager. She goes to Kevin.
So she Karen's out.
She Karen's out 100%. And she tells Kevin like that she wants to bring Daredevil back because the girl has needs. She just wants him back so she can screw him. So he gets plucked from Hell's Kitchen. Yep. He literally falls from the sky because it's daytime. They're outside. Where did he come from? Was he just sitting in a tree? He literally falls from the sky so she can, you know, use him later.
She just wants to bang Daredevil. And then I think some guy in the background too was like, well, I would want to bang him too, or something like that. And I was like,
that was in the
little
meeting.
Yeah.
In the meeting.
The incel meeting.
The incel
where they're all
meeting.
Like super gay for some reason.
Yeah, they went like really gay. They're like, listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. And he's super hot. And then one guy in the back was like, yeah, I'd bang him. What are you doing? Like, this is stupid.
This sounds like the worst shit ever. I think this might be the worst one that I've, because I don't watch a lot of the stuff that you ladies watch. I usually leave it to y'all.
Good.
But this one actually sounds like the worst one I've heard yet. And what is sex positive? Can somebody explain that to me? Like, how is running around being a filthy whore sex positive?
So this is what she's talking about. So she says the thing I always loved about the show were smaller moments and being able to see a superhero coming home and kicking her shoes off after a long days of work. Koiro says she cites Ant-Man as one of her favorite Marvel movies simply because
okay.
Ant-Man. Because it has a little kind of peaks at normal life. And while Koiro was thrilled to stage Daredevil hallway fights and the momentary season finale brawl between Hulk and Hulking Abomination and She-Hulk. Oh, by the way, Mandy, because I just read the word Hulk and I just remembered. At the very end, they're like, by the way, here's your son. Like the Hulk shows up at like some fucking family picnic and he's like, hey, everybody, I got a son now. And he's got
here's my son.
And his son looks introduced. So gay. I was dead. Like, I was like, what is happening right now?
I said that she's thrilled to stage the momentary season finale brawl between the Hulk King Abomination and She-Hulk. One, She-Hulk is not in the fight because she's not even in She-Hulk form, and the brawl lasts a total of like maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it is so short. Like it was short. Hulk and Abomination, like 5 seconds long.
If the bad guys in this are internet trolls, right? Was this a really and you know, MTALs and everything else? Is this action packed? Was there like a lot of action going on?
No.
There's a lot of nothing going on.
Yeah. There was just sex with random men going on. That was basically it. That was the show. And then drinking at the bar. And then getting more.
Oh yeah, She-Hulk's an alcoholic. She's a
drunken whore.
She's a drunken whore.
Okay. Well, okay. To be fair, ladies. To be fair, she's not a whore. She's just a slut because she's not getting paid to sleep with men.
Okay, I'll give it.
Slut.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so a drunken
let's be
slut.
fair.
You know, there's some of those down like at the trailer park, and they'd be like, "Hey, wang me some wine." That's what they ask when they go into the pawn shop. They ask you to wang them some wine. A true
Jesus.
story. That is a true story from the trailer park.
Wow. Okay. Well, this lady goes on to say that she was excited to take the series to an uncharted places in the MCU, specifically the bedroom. That's where we wanted to go in the MCU.
That, you know, when I think of superheroes, all I ever want to do when I see them is I want to see them have sex. You know what I mean? Fuck
I know
the
that's
action.
like the first thing that I think of too. Like
right?
I always think of their sex lives. Like all the
Right,
time.
exactly. I
All
want
the
to
time.
know about their normal day. I want to see them going to buy a box of Tampax. You know what I mean? Like I want to see them out being normal people. What is this bullshit? I want to see them be superheroes because that's the whole fucking point of. Okay,
we should have seen.
Mandy.
Honestly, we should have seen this coming, Nina.
Yeah.
Because the very first scene in this show and the very last scene in this show is her talking about Captain America's sex life.
It's true.
So
it was.
We should have seen this coming. This show was not about just sex. Like,
well, and
with occasional like dress shopping in there. We had like, you know, her with a copyright issue for her name, but it was mostly her looking for someone to bang.
Yeah, and you're right. We should have seen this. But this is what I asked though at the very beginning of this, like when we first like watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, who is this show made for? Like I was like, I couldn't figure it out because it's on Disney Plus. It's geared towards kids. They want kids to watch this. So now I have my answer because it was geared towards kids in a really perverted way. And this is what she has to say about that. She says, we always felt like there was a fear around sex and around the idea of sex positivity, Koiro says. So it was our job.
Of sex? Who is scared of sex? I mean, there's some, granted, there's some. Nobody is scared. I mean, you're going to try it. You don't need She-Hulk to teach you about how to go out there and be a slut. What?
But this is literally like this is what she's saying. She's like, it's our job to keep having the conversation. It's not your job to teach kids about sex.
No,
like
it's
superhero
not.
sex, lady. It's not.
It's not your job to teach young children about sex in general, superhero sex, vampires. I mean, Jesus Christ.
We want to say, look, she's a woman in her 30s navigating modern life. Sex is a part of that story. And ask how far we could go. Maslany, who is the actress, was game to take the character there. I know it's something that's very important to her. This idea of sex positivity and kind of smashing the rules, when the rules when it comes to women and the way they're perceived. A lot of the conversation about sexualization in the show came from Tatiana and were with Tatiana. So it was like basically the actress's most like she wanted to push that part, which is kind of weird.
But because she's in woke Hollywood, if you say no, I'm not really comfortable pushing selling sex to kids, you know, that's not really my thing. They would have fired her and got somebody that would. So of course she might be anyway. She may be fucking wackadoo as well. But I never hold that to like, you know, with a grain of salt because I don't know. They need to eat. They need to get paid. So yeah, if you're working in woke Hollywood right now, you are either really good at, you know what I mean, or
look at this. Look at this line. She-Hulk is easily one of the horniest shows currently streaming on Disney Plus. I don't ever want to read.
This line is in an article saying that we wanted to make a sex positive show for kids. It's the horniest show on Disney Plus. I'm so happy we made like this sex positive show for kids.
This is so
freaking horny. That's disgusting.
It is.
One, you can make
disgusting.
Fine. You want to make a horny fucking show? That's cool. Targeted for adults. But the moment you want to make a show that's horny, that's targeted towards kids, you have an issue. Hollywood is disgusting. They live in this bubble that they think that like everybody out there thinks like them. Yeah, and they don't. Like nobody thinks that way. That's why you have so much pushback right now toward in school districts at people going out and like rioting. Not rioting. No, it's the wrong word. anyway, taking a stance over at all of these, shows that are targeted towards kids right now because they're tired of it. It's like, when did we stop protecting kids? And Disney right now is just all in on this weird ass fucking agenda that's aimed towards kids.
It's
and
weird.
Towards, like, making these kids like some sort of sex symbol, and it really shouldn't be going that way.
You're right. It's so weird. And it's like, do you guys remember when back in the day there used to be such a thing as like Adult Swim and like Cartoon Network and like blah blah blah?
Yeah,
like that's
and
where
it was
you
on
have
late at night.
Yeah, it was late at night. This is like in Canada we had like Teletoon at night. Oh my god. Well, it's at nighttime, you guys.
It was all because of that sex positive episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid that I was able to find myself.
Oh, shut up, Tom. You're so full of shit.
Obviously, there was no sex positive episode of fucking TMNT. Of course not.
No, of course not, because we were kids and there was no point in us saying
because they knew better then. Like our parents would. Speaking of riot, our parents would have rioted.
Yeah.
They really did know better then. They had actual like good stories. They had adult themes in Ninja Turtles, in Batman the Animated Series, and shows like that, and cartoons like that. They're very adult themes, but they never went like there. They never went there. They'd have characters like kiss and stuff like that, and like show their interest in each other, but it never went like that far.
Well, there was like flirtation and like Iron Man and stuff, like between Black Widow and all the dudes and everything like that. And
well, see, again,
that's subtle lines,
Yeah, but that is again in a Marvel movie that's not really like it has a wider audience. It's for adults.
But it was. I'm saying there was a subtlety to it.
Yeah, light flirting usually goes over kids' heads, though.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. There's a subtlety to it. This is no longer subtle. It's very overt, and it's like, oh, let me just bang everybody. Like, who's next? Like, I'm just like, dude, what the hell am I watching on?
Like, why? All right, this to me even. Why do they half-ass everything?
Oh, they're not
like this isn't half-assed. This is actually very intentional.
Yes, this is not just intentional.
Very planned out like 3 years in advance, which is insane.
Yeah, Mandy, it's not just the fact that it's not that it's half-assing. It's that this is literally their skill set. Like this is like what I have to offer. Like, you know what I mean? They're just not competent. It's not that they're like phoning it in. It's that they don't actually have the skills to produce a show, or the ones that do, like the skills that they do have. This is what you're seeing. This is the best that they can offer.
I mean, they're just so like in their head about the way they think the world works. They, as writers, they can't even step out of that and look at a different world. They're just so into like what they believe in, and we believe diddling kids is okay, and they just can't get out of that mind frame. And that is just so bizarre to me. That's it's sick. It's fucking sick. Jesus, Disney.
It is. I'm just trying to find the picture of the scene where they have like all the writers, so I can show you, Mandy, just so you can see like they're literally putting themselves, like, you know how we talk about self inserts all the time. Look at this.
Oh, one. Never mind.
They're literally like there. This is it. This is the show. These are the writers.
You know what's sad here? And I hate to say this, but I see a lot of women in that writer's room. And that,
it's intentional again.
And that fucking saddens me, because I'm sorry. Woke women cannot write. They have no idea. They are just absolutely clueless. They have no depth of perception. They have no
woke people in general. I think it goes for both sexes. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find a better picture, but there was a couple male feminists in there too.
Well, of course there was. How could there not be? Because the women need somebody to slap around.
Hold on. There's one, and I was laughing my ass off because like Az was like this. This is the guy that like gave up his seat when there was like so many seats available, but he did it anyway because he's a male feminist. There's the other male feminist, and then there's another one sitting at the corner, like on this corner, but you can't see it in this picture. But there she is. There's Jessica Gao. She's the writer. She's the lead writer. She's the writer for Pickle Rick. That's her claim to fame.
She's also in the show. Like she put herself in the show as one of Abomination's wives.
Oh, she did. I didn't catch that.
That's what I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew
You
she had
were
been in the
talking
show
about that,
before.
Tom.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. Do you have a picture of that, Steph? Can we pull that
I can
up?
look for
I don't
it.
have that picture, but I do have the
She's in
picture
there
of
as
the
one
other
of his
male
wives,
friend.
and I believe she's also in there. She's in there twice. She puts herself in the show twice.
I only caught this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these ugly clothes.
She's one of Abomination's wife, and she's in another one where she put herself in like a big group of women. I can't remember.
Mandy, did you ever see that picture of her where she was wearing this shirt with like knives all over it? And we were like, what the
No, but I'm looking at the fashion in this office, and the guy in the back, that dude is a cuck. Yeah. That's why he's standing back there just watching.
This guy,
yeah, he's watching. That is the sign. This guy has always been a cuck.
Yeah,
has spent his whole life being cucked. So just standing there like watching and maybe twiddling every once in a while, that's good enough for him. That's a cuck right there.
Mm-hmm.
I can spot him.
There's the knife shirt. There's the knife shirt. I was like, what is she wearing?
Oh God, yeah.
Where do these people shop? They all look like they're wearing horrendous like Hawaiian shirts,
Oh,
well, if she's not wearing shit like that, she's wearing shit like this. And I'm gonna have to zoom out now.
Oh my!
Oh, looky there.
Well, I don't mind this.
Well, I don't either, but it's just. Yeah, look at her.
Good Lord!
I'm trying to get a good. Oh, okay. So this one is not. It's not a very clear image. Hold on. Let me open it up here.
Here's her with Dan, who was accused of sexual harassment, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he was.
Any guy in Hollywood that has to work around women are going to.
So this is her right here.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's right there. She's one of his wives, one of his many wives.
I didn't.
And then she was also in another episode.
Wasn't it like in a cafe or something like that? There was a bunch of other women around her or something like that. Or something like that. I'm trying to remember. It's somewhere in like a public scene, and she's in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, she's there.
Oh my God! Yeah, I didn't.
It's like I'm pretty sure it's the second to the last episode. She's somewhere.
God.
I have to look at it. But yeah, she's
there.
She's there.
She there.
She's one of the women who writes into prisons to find love. That's who she wanted to be depicted as.
Yeah, that's what she was. Because she was like writing the abomination to.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
She's probably like one of those people that's like Jeffrey Dahmer. He's so hot. Like
yeah, she's one of those types of women. That's who she thought. Oh my God, that's a part for me. I'll play one of those.
I can't imagine what she did with Dan Harmon.
No. Are women fawning over Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes.
Again, yeah.
God.
That's a whole other topic. Like
I hate to break it to him, even if he was alive, he wouldn't fuck him.
He wouldn't fuck you. No. He's gay. He doesn't want you.
Throughout history, though, all of the serial killers have always had like their fangirls who write them letters and stuff, and like a lot of them get married when they're in prison to women who write in to them.
The women who write
Ted Bundy got married in prison.
Tell me, ladies, is it this insane notion that you think he'll kill anybody but me, or is it I can change him? What is it?
I don't know.
I can change
the fixing thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's weird.
It is
like they legitimately think like, no, they didn't do anything wrong. Look at them. Look at the way they look. How could they do something terrible like that? The Night Stalker, what is the name? Ramirez, I think. Yeah. He had a lot of fangirls, and he was disgusting. Like he was so gross.
I mean, those make sense. I mean, they don't make sense. None of this shit makes sense to me. I get maybe those, but like Dahmer was gay, ladies. You need to find it. Gacy was John Wayne Gacy was gay. You need to. Well, I mean, I guess he was bi. Yeah, but still.
No, but like Dahmer was as gay as gonna get. Like
he's as gay as you could be. You don't get gayer than that. So I don't get it. But like, all right, Manson, right? All right, well, you straight, whatever, right? But you going after the gay ones now?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because like it's just that it's I think it's the degeneracy. It's like it's gotten so much worse as the years have gone by that we're all in trouble.
Well, and that's just what that headline signifies there, if you ask me exactly. Because I mean, this is a Marvel She-Hulk show. Yes, the comic has always been a bit tittillating. I'm not going to lie about that.
Well, of course, but she had confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not getting that from this. In the comics, she was incredibly confident, incredibly so. Like, and promiscuous, yes, but very confident. She wasn't a Karen. Seems a little bit like a insecure little Karen in this, is how it seems to me. I didn't watch it, but from the clips and everything I've seen, that's what it seems.
So this is just going on with this article, but Cairo says that her goal was to still deliver a show that could play to a broader youth skewing Marvel audience. The director says that She-Hulk is the first show she's ever really worked on where she was receiving voicemails from 9-year-olds begging to hear what happened next.
Why do 9-year-olds have her fucking phone number?
Why are 9-year-olds calling this woman?
Like, is that like a 9-year-old niece or something? Like,
that's incredibly weird.
I don't know. That's such a weird thing to say. Is she talking about like a family member? I wonder.
No.
They say 9-year-olds. Like there's multiple 9-year-olds calling this person.
Yeah.
I know. What the fuck?
Thank you, Steph. That was my point.
What the hell?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of them.
Is she putting out her number? Like, I don't understand. Like, who's calling this woman?
Maybe she put it in the back of Highlights magazine.
Or at the bathroom at the preschool for a good time call.
Oh my God.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
In Disneyland, like in the kids' bathroom.
Disneyland, yeah. Right by the changing table.
I don't even want to go there.
I love the next line where it says like, and her parents and friends who normally didn't watch Marvel movies were hooked on She-Hulk. Yeah, of course. They're like your family and friends. They're gonna watch what you're producing. It's called supporting you.
Yeah.
There's nothing special. They would go to your play if you were in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what she is saying here is, my friends and my family, they don't really like Marvel. They don't really like superheroes, but they like the Lifetime movie network. You know what I mean? And they loved this Lifetime. Yeah. That's what I'm getting from this. They didn't like any of the real superhero movies, but this one, it fits right in with, their Lifetime shows.
Good Lord. We're in trouble, ladies. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
What's terrible is that these women, they're terrible writers. And while they tried their best, they depicted women in a terrible way.
Exactly.
In such a terrible light.
This is okay. So she goes on. There was a greater responsibility and challenge to make She-Hulk be everything for everyone without losing its commentary. We wanted to make it realistic and about women navigating sex, but also make it something that everybody can enjoy, including children, because there's an element of the show that is really funny for young people. What the fuck is wrong with you, lady?
Like the moral undertone is that you shouldn't have to take responsibility for anything. Because that's their character. The character of She-Hulk takes absolutely no responsibility for any of her actions. She just blames other people. So that's the underlying morality of the show. That like it's always someone else's fault. I'm constantly the victim. I'm not going to take any responsibility for anything that I do, to the point where I'm going to break out of Disney Plus and go complain to Kevin and have him wipe away everything, all of my choices that have led us to this finale. I want him to wipe it away because I don't want to take any responsibility. None of this is my fault, right? He wiped the slate clean for her. So like, why would you want that to, be something that children take a lesson from, especially
nothing about this should have been
regarding sex, right? Like, you go ahead, have sex, no responsibilities.
Well,
and don't worry about taking accountability for anything.
Well, if they do the next season, are they going to tackle her going to the gynecologist because she's got like a massive case of herpes now from her slutty lifestyle?
Or maybe
I know what you're about to play.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
Or they're gonna do like some sort of like, abortion thing, because you know how like they just
That's
want
where my
to
mind went. You
Oh
know,
my
that
god, no,
would
they
do that.
cannot do they cannot do that.
Like-
With She-Hulk smashing at the abortion clinic.
like
Do
I
you
don't know,
see-
because
do
they
you
didn't
see-
talk about any of that. Like they didn't talk about the fact that she can even give birth anymore as a She-Hulk or anything like that. They didn't talk about like procreation or anything like. And I remember like in the first episode, she brought it up to her boss because she was like, maternity leave is really important to me. And I was like, but can you even give birth? Like you didn't even ask Bruce if you can give birth now because you're a She-Hulk. Like it doesn't
She
make
doesn't
any
even
sense.
seem like that didn't make any sense because like as a character, I don't even think that she'd be interested in having kids. Why? Because she's not interested in having a relationship with anyone. Her
No,
career is
she's
like
a-
the only
no.
thing that's on her mind.
This is a strong, independent woman that is
Mhm.
just out there scouring for dick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're
Mhm.
not, no, she ain't going to be held down by no child. Are you kidding me?
But you know what else this show taught me and will teach a lot of young women is that women apparently just get participation trophies now for everything that they do in their career. Because like in the show, Mandy, she got nominated for winning an award, or she actually won. She won an award for the best female lawyer of the year or whatever.
Mhm.
And then when the time came for her to go up on stage and accept her award, it was her and like 15 other female lawyers. So it was like, so you're just getting a prize for being
They
A
are the
lawyer.
lawyer.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a participation trophy.
They are the generation of participation
That is true.
trophies. They
it was
really are.
mental. I was
And
like,
I'm
what the
telling you, they're all grandma's boys. These are grandma's kids right here. This
Mm,
is what
it
we're
is
seeing. This age
true.
group is 100% the group of, and I call them that because a lot of you in the chat, you will know what I'm talking about. You'll know at least one person. When I was in my 20s, a lot of people I knew were starting to get pregnant, have kids, start families. The problem is a lot of them weren't up to it and they just dumped their kids off with their parents, with one of the either the guy or the girl's parents, and they actually ended up raising these children.
Mhm.
That
Well-
was me. I'm grandma's girl.
Right?
Aw.
Oh, but there is
That
a
was me.
lot of that. There is a ton of that. And a lot of grandparents did not raise their kids like they would their own child. They are
Mhm.
Oh,
raised
no,
like
my
they've had
grandma
it
did.
worse. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I know a lot of them whose grandparents were like, they've had it so bad. So we're going to they let them get away with everything and nothing is your fault. It's all because of this. It's all because of that. And this is what we have now.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Steph
I
had that like,
wish.
the abuela that's like,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
it's
had
not
that
all of
strict
them.
grandma.
It's by no means all of them. There were some grandparents that stepped up and really handled their shit.
Mhm.
But that was the majority. You know what I mean? That was not the norm. Most of the ones I saw, the kids were running around like fucking bat crazy, had no upbringing whatsoever. And anytime you bitched about something they did, are you really going to complain about that? Do you know how bad they had
It's
it?
the same thing, Mandy, as as actually most of the kids in these people's lives, like when they have babies, they're not raising them themselves. They're getting nannies.
They're
Like,
getting nannies to do it.
Yeah, they're not doing their own, kid raising. It's just not happening. They're like, I'm a career woman. Like I could get my nanny to take care of this kid. Like, while I'm gonna go off to
and you
work.
get that with the rich people. They just
Mhm.
get nannies and
Let's
someone
be
else to
real.
raise
If
their
most
kids.
of these women in that writer's room are having kids, it's going to be artificial insemination anyway. Let's be fucking
That's
real.
also
and
true.
and they'll use a surrogacy.
Surrogacy, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I
They
agree.
don't. They typically don't want to,
Or they just have cats,
or they just have cats,
which is more
That's
likely.
which is
I think-
better.
I'm sure Gal has a few cats.
Which is better. I'll say yes to cats, no to these people reproducing.
So the article goes on, Koiro, She-Hulk creator Jessica Cow, and the rest of the writers didn't just think outside the box for Jennifer's debut. They smashed their way through it. So
Oh, she did smash. Let me tell you.
She smashed all right.
she
She did her
smashed it,
fair
yeah.
share of smashing.
So
she
is
even said it in the last episode.
Mhm.
She even said, she's like, we smashed, Hulk smashed Daredevil. She said something to that effect.
Yeah, she did. She's like, yeah, we smashed all right. Because like her friend came in and was like, oh my God, I just saw this yellow devil walking down the street with his like doing the shame, like the walk of shame with his shoes in his hand. She's like, yeah, girl, that was me getting it. And I was like, are you serious right now? Is this dialogue in the MCU? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. This is canon.
This is fucking canon. That's why when they were like, "Oh, this is the Hulk's son," I was like, "Are you fucking serious? This is how you're gonna introduce the Hulk's son?" Tom, if you can pull up a picture of the Hulk's son, that would be great. While I read the rest of this, says, "So is there room for her to return anywhere else in the Marvel universe?" God, I hope not. Two of the things that really stood out for me from this season were Jennifer and Bruce's chemistry. Wait, what?
What?
Is that our cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Jennifer and Matt Murdock's chemistry. Well, she didn't bang her cousin. What the fuck? Koiro says, "I know that Daredevil has an 18 episode show coming out, so I could definitely see our She-Hulk appearing there. And then there seems to be hints that there might be some Hulk movies, and I could definitely see She-Hulk joining Hulk and whatever adventures he's going to be on next. He's going to go on next. But you know that really is a mystery, and only Kevin has the answer." Oh God. So
Kevin like made fun of her as she was leaving, like you'll see on the big screen, and she's like, "Really?" He's like, "No."
Oh my God, there's the gay son.
Is he gay?
I think he's gay. I mean, he just looks
He looks
gay.
an awful lot like Cameron Diaz in Shrek. I'm gonna say it.
I just think he looks like Stonewall gay. Like he just looks
That's
like
so
gay.
bad. This is how he's introduced.
Yeah.
This is horrible. This is just god awful wretched. Oh my God. It looks like a Shrek movie. It looks straight up like Shrek.
It's like, dude, Mandy, it was like a fucking Fast and the Furious picnic at the end of the episode, and then he shows up and he's like, "Here's my son, guys."
Oh my God, you're right. It was like a Fast and the Furious, like a family. All that was missing was Vin Diesel. Well, there he is. Actually, there's Vin Diesel.
Like it's like this is a joke, but it's not really a joke because I don't.
But
I don't know. I mean, is it a joke? I don't know. They want to pretend it's a joke. I mean, they're taking the MCU as a joke. This is a joke for.
They just hate. No, the thing is that they just hate the fans so badly at this point. They tried to come up with the shittiest shit they can.
Mm-hmm. This is it. Look, Mandy, this is when she leaves. Wait, go back to that. There. This is her breaking the fourth wall. And then she climbs into, which one does she climb into? I think she climbed into the assembled one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She climbs into the assembled one.
This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. It beats everything else that I've heard that they have done. It trumps it by a million, which makes me wonder if they are comfortable putting out this garbage. What do we have in store next? You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna be good. They're just at this point they are purposely just trying to fuck with y'all. That's all it is. They don't give a shit.
Intentionally. I mean, YouTubers, toxic men, evil trolls on Twitter. That was their enemy. That's who she's fighting against in this.
Oh, she said, okay, hold on. Koiro's next project is an episodic reimagining. You know what that means, ladies?
Oh, I know. There better be
the Spiderwick Chronicles for Disney. What the hell is the Spiderwick Chronicles?
Oh, they tried starting that franchise like
well, 20, apparently she's gonna do it
10 years ago, I think.
Apparently that's her next project, Tom. Okay, but she says she's absolutely to come back for the helm of She-Hulk. I have a very electric resume because who says that? Oh, wait.
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Sorry, eclectic. What am I
talking about? Electric.
I like electric resume though.
Can't read.
It will zap you when you see it.
Yeah, it's so electric. I'm electrifying. Resume because it really is about connecting to the characters. No, it's not. And never about the genre, she says. And I found She-Hulk to be one of the most collaborative experiences of my life. Okay. There you go.
It was terrible.
There she is with her legs open. That's literally
Yeah.
that's essentially the whole show. There you go.
Yeah, she never